Yay, we're live. Hi, guys. Welcome.
We're committed early birds, 4 minutes early.
Yeah, we decided since we were sitting here and we were all ready to go that we would
Yep,
go, that is.
all dressed up and just needing a place to go.
Well, and here we are. We went right here.
Yes, we did. We went worldwide, just boom, just like that.
Just instantly.
Just like that. We are now visible from any corner of the globe.
Absolutely right.
That's kind of scary, though, I mean, that's true.
Yes, it is.
It's true. So
yes, it is.
Right now, anybody could be sitting anywhere in the world.
If they had an internet connection to the computer.
And be watching our dining room.
That's right.
Casing the joint. Hearing our birds.
Yeah, you didn't necessarily need a computer to hear our birds.
Yeah, anywhere between here and the East Coast, you can hear them.
Hi, Joe. Good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, happy. Good
Metal
day.
says hi, too. Is he there with you?
Good day to you.
Or is he doing his own live today? I don't remember when his live is.
It's about to come off.
We'll put a new one on it after the show.
We need to get it off anyway.
We got 2 thumbs up, too. All right.
Okay. Need those thumbs up. Yes, we do.
I'm sorry?
We need those thumbs up. Yes, we do.
Yeah. Okay. We'll tell him we said hi and thanks for sending his good wishes over. Apparently, Metal for Breakfast is on his own live stream right now. And tell him hi from us, please.
I like that name, Metal for Breakfast. That's clever. That's original.
Hi, Allie. Happy Mother's Day. 3 thumbs up and 3 folks here.
We're getting them trained, darling. We're getting them trained.
Oh, he's ending his. Metal is ending his to come in on ours. Ah, that's cool. I feel so special.
I like that name. That is a cool name.
Thank you, Allie.
Every handle out there on the internet, no matter whether it's a gamer kid or whatever, but they got to make up that name. And somehow or other.
Usually it means something.
There's a thought process that goes into that. I mean, you don't just say, well, I'm going to take that letter and this letter and that letter. So even if it makes no sense to anybody else, it makes sense to them.
That's right.
And I've seen some very strange usernames.
Joe, our week has been wonderful. Mother is almost back to normal.
Yeah, that's the best news of the week right there.
Yes. I have actually been able to spend a little time here at home with my family, with my hubby and my birds, and my cat and my dog. So that's pretty special. And we have a special surprise we're going to share later in the show.
Yeah, not just, I'm dying to do it, but not just yet.
We want to have a lot of folks in here when we do that. Yeah. No, we have 5 folks here and 4 thumbs up.
But we do have a pretty good size surprise. It kept me busy all week, I'll put it that way.
Joe's sister came to visit. Cool.
Oh, cool.
Were your folks happy to see her? By the way, Joe, I wanted to let you know when I saw you the other day on, I don't remember whose live stream it was. I think it was North. But when I said it's been a long time no see, I was being very sarcastic. I hope that you understood that. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
North. I thought so. Well, I was kind of teasing you when I said long time no see, and it had been what, a couple of hours since I'd seen you? Rustic Traditions,
hey,
hello,
Rustic,
and happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Sweetie is picking up sushi for me, and your daughter, Francesca, just brought flowers and a card. You're so blessed. Oh, Allie, that's awesome.
That's great, Allie.
That is awesome. I haven't heard from my daughters yet for Mother's Day, but that's all right. And my mom hasn't heard from me yet either, because I'm going to be going over there this afternoon.
Tell you something's been troubling me.
What?
Whether or not I should extend some kind of a Mother's Day wish to Susan. Susan is my ex-wife.
No, she's not your mother, and it's up to her children to wish her a Mother's Day.
Okay, I'll buy that. I don't really want to, but then I've tried real hard over the last few years to reach a state of forgiveness with that woman that I can live with and be at peace with, and so on and so forth, because there was a lot of
animosity
and a lot of damage done. I mean,
Hi, Terry.
I never
Good for you,
really
too.
thought of myself as a particularly vulnerable guy, I guess would be a good word for it. But I'll tell you what, she found every point at which I had weaknesses and
Taking advantage of them.
kicked the crap out of me in every single one of them. So anyway, but I've been working on forgiveness and just kind of not feeling a lot of really hard feelings toward her.
Billy, truth be told, thank you very much and welcome.
And it's still a work in progress.
Joe says life's short, but he still has a few blood feuds over stuff.
And Grandma, yeah, well, that's a good way to do it. Hi, Terry.
Felicitations of the day.
Thank you for coming.
Hello, happy Mother's Day, Amy. It's
Hey,
good to see
Amy,
you.
There you go. Glad to see you, Amy. And basically, you're right on time. We just got started a few minutes early.
Yeah, we came in early. We were all ready to
We
go,
were so excited.
all dressed and excited because we have good news to share. And so we just came on early and we're going to share it in a little while. But for those of you who are just arriving, there is some good news I'll share right now.
Please
And that
do.
is that this is a very happy Mother's Day because my mom is still with us and she's much, much better. So she's almost back to her before sickness levels. So
She happened to call me looking for Kate the other day, and I actually had a little conversation with her. She made sense, knew who I was. Her voice sounded chipper. She's come a long way getting back.
yes,
Long
she
way.
has. Yes, she has. Terry says she feels your pain.
Billy, hi. And don't think I said hi to you or Terry. Hi there. Yeah. Forgiveness is tough, isn't it, Terry? I know that. I'm still learning that, but it is tough.
Thank goodness. That's exactly right, Allie. And I think that that's very pointed to the truth. David can work on forgiveness and all of that, but I don't think he needs to lay down and let her walk on him anymore. That part of his life is over.
Yeah,
And the only time I walk on him is when he asks. Yeah, Allie, we're very pleased that Mama's doing so well. As a matter of fact, she's doing so well that a doctor's office called her and scheduled an MRI that she set up for her by herself, and Dad's going to take her. So she's doing much better.
actually, he's the one I'm more worried about. He's not being very accepting of her conditions.
Yeah, he is not. He's frightened.
He gets kind of mean, and I can understand the reaction in terms of doesn't want to accept it, but it certainly doesn't do her any good.
Yeah.
Terry, I've reached the point of forgiveness. I really have.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's an everyday struggle, one thing.
yeah, there's still a lot of questions. But I ain't going there today. That's for darn sure. I ain't going there.
Okay, you want to share? We've got 7 here.
Should I tell the story first or just flash it?
However you want to do it, darling. This is your good news. Actually, it's
I'll
our
tell you-
good news.
I'll tell you what.
You were the one that did it.
I would like to share with you what I got Kate for Mother's Day. That is a 2018 Ford F-150 XLT Sport Texas Edition with pretty much most of the bells and whistles that you would probably want in a vehicle. It's got, of course, it's got big navigation screen, and it's got one of the options was what they call, Sync 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got enhanced navigation. You can talk to it and say, show me the way to go home.
They've got enhanced communications. Period.
Well, yeah, and navigation, communications, everything. It'll work on voice commands. It's got touch screen. It's spiffy.
Amy, you said you needed us there by the 20th, so that's when we were planning it, unless you need us there earlier, in which case we'll change plans.
Yep. And like for example, we needed to go for a little drive yesterday just to take it out. So there's a catfish restaurant up on the south side of Austin that Kate used to go to a lot when she lived up there. So I decided we'd go up there for dinner. So we jumped in the truck, took off, and drove up there. As what, 60 miles maybe? When you say to get
Yeah,
up there,
about 60.
and real nice little trip, great little drive. I had my portable oxygen concentrator with me, and this truck has two 110-volt outlets on it. It'll carry up to 400 watts. It's got four USB ports, two
At
up
least
front,
4, maybe 6.
and two up front and two in the back,
But
right?
I thought there was at least one inside the
No, the two that are in-
console thing.
well, they're down kind of in front of the console.
No, I
but
think there's some in the console. too.
okay, there may be even more. It's got what else?
It's got power seat on the driver's
Yeah.
side. It
Yeah.
has adjustable tilt steering wheel and adjustable pedals, so I can get my pedals close enough I can reach it because I'm a shorty and I
You
have
can-
short
You
legs.
can move the brake pedal and the accelerator up or down. It's got a lot of nice little bells and whistles, but and best of
And
all,
it's his favorite color.
it's red. It's red.
And it came with running boards, so I can get
Yeah.
into it. I don't have to carry a little stool around to get in and out of my car.
Yep. So the story behind it is fairly interesting. I don't know if you all want to hear it or not, but I went through quite a bit of work to get this truck, and I got a good price on it, got a good deal.
Ollie, I'm 5'3".
Uh,
I just sit tall.
I tell you what, brownie points with Kate, it's a lost cause because I could never give Kate enough points with me. But anyway, yeah, Amy, I'm looking forward. I'm really going to try to come down there. We're working it to death to try to make it possible for me to come along. If I can, and especially, okay, here's the rest of the story on the truck, folks. The rest of the story. I bought this truck because I wanted Kate to have something under her that she could put on when she was out there that was relatively new, safe, that she could drive confidently, that would protect her, that had most of the bells and whistles that are out there today that make a vehicle better, safer, stronger, not just frou-frou, but good stuff. I wanted her to have that. The other thing I wanted was I have been cooped up now for roughly 2 years, and I'm
Thank you.
tired of it. I miss my getting
Go
out.
see do.
Yeah, places to go, people to be, that kind of stuff. So my plan is, and I've already got it lined up. The guy that sold me my power wheelchair also does vehicle modifications, and he is going to take the truck and install a lift in the back in the bed of the truck with a I don't know what
Like
you
a
call
claw,
it,
crane.
a boom or a crane that'll swing out, go down to pick up my chair, swing it back into the bed of the truck, and put it down and secure.
Lock it safely there.
The other half of that is the driver's seat in the front will be modified so that it will swing out and down basically to ground level so that I could essentially wheel up in my chair, and I can stand and walk some. I mean, it's not like I'm not paralyzed, but
You can walk
it's
short distances.
short distances I can handle. So I can literally go from my chair to the seat of the truck, push a button, chair gets loaded up, push another button, my seat swings up, goes in, sits down behind the steering wheel and locks into place, and off we go. When I get where I want to be, just reverse that process, and I'm back in my power chair and we can go. So I can go places like the zoo, go over to Louisiana to be with Amy and family. So,
And Brett.
and Brett and everybody else. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the whole gang. So anyway,
Rachel should be there too.
yeah. So anyway, that was my goal, and I've think I've pretty well hit the mark. I'm pleased with where we're at. Very pleased.
And we're hoping that he will get those modifications made before the 20th, so that we can just bring it all and come. It has a back seat, and it has room back there to put the ice chests and the luggage to bring things. So,
And there'll still be room in the back. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still room in the
and
trunk.
it's not his invention. This is something that we've seen pictures of out there that other people in chairs have.
Oh, there's a whole market for this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Always has been. So
I wish it were his invention, but it's not. We could make a fortune if it were.
there's companies out there that'll do it. Now this guy James, this is doing it for me. Another thing that he's told me about that I was totally unaware of, nobody told me this, was once I have these modifications made, I can then go down to the county courthouse and I can get a refund on all the tax that we paid on this truck. Well, that's $1,800.
Yeah.
Then apparently you can also go to Ford Motor Company and they give you some kind of a grant or something of $1,000 for having modified the truck for handicapped use. So I'm looking at picking up
Almost 3,000 of
almost
the 5,000
$3,000
it
back
takes.
from what we paid for it. So all things considered, it's a pretty good deal. Okay. We catch up.
Rustic Traditions, it is wonderful to be able to say, let's go do something,
Yeah.
and know that he can or will be able to go with us. It is so wonderful, because for the last 2 years, pretty much everything that has been done outside these four walls,
It's been done by
I've
her.
had to do.
Yeah.
And frankly, I miss him. When we dated and first got married, we did everything together, with the possible exception of grocery shopping, because I don't think he likes the way I grocery shop. but other than that,
I just, well, I've never done, I have nothing against the way you shop.
okay.
Where'd you get that idea?
We'll talk about it later. But it is
News
nice.
to me.
It is nice to know.
So
Hi,
anyway,
Nell. Welcome. Thank you for Mother's Day.
for Mother's Day, I got her a truck.
You're right, Amy. It will, and we are so excited to come up there and see you guys.
Yeah,
we
I-
really are.
I tell you what, Amy,
That's true, Terry.
you, your family, and how much Kate has enjoyed coming over to see you and how we've come to feel about you as another family was also a great motivator for me to make this deal,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to come and see you. And I knew we could. Oh, by the way, it's a good thing I bought this, because if we wanted to rent a vehicle
Mm-hmm.
to go over to Louisiana right now
Mm-hmm.
for 4 days, probably cost you $1,000.
Oh my goodness.
Car rentals are at a premium. I mean, they are out of sight, because the car rental kind of Hertz went bankrupt, had to sell 182,500 of their vehicles.
Holy cow! Which one?
Hertz.
Oh, Hertz. Okay.
And so now that people are getting back out again, car rentals are, demand's going up. They don't have the vehicles. So obviously, supply and demand, price is higher.
Mm-hmm.
This one lady said that what she used to spend $750, $800 to rent this vehicle for a little family thing that they did every year was going to cost her $2,500 for the same vehicle to do for the same span of time.
Mm.
That's how much they gouged it and marked it up. So I figured a way, not renting a vehicle was paying for part of the truck.
Right.
So
And we got a fairly decent return on our old truck that we traded in.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think part of that is because there's so much of a problem with the
Computer chips.
semiconductor deal. And used cars are going for a premium right now as well.
They're literally auctioning off vehicles now and stripping them down for their computer chips because the chip shortage worldwide is getting so severe. So they gave me $4,000 for a 2009 F-150
That had almost 200,000
about
miles.
200,000
Hi,
miles.
CB.
And it had a bent bumper and some scratches and shit on it. So it would have been what I call straight to auction if I were evaluating it. But it will probably go to auction, and a lot of the chips, even from an '09, will get pulled out of there for reuse because they're getting so short. So if you have a car to trade or sell right now that's relatively new,
It's a good time
just
to do it.
remember the resale value has gone up considerably. It may not show in any of the books, but it's gone up considerably because of the chip shortage. That's my financial advice for today, folks. Please send your contributions to.
Thank you, CB. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
CB, howdy.
we live in the country at the end of about a quarter-mile driveway, and I still keep everything locked up. So
Yeah,
I
Joe,
agree.
you're-
Hi, Sean. Thank you.
But you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm in the Cibolo Shirts Facebook group that I belong to, which is what, maybe 25,000 now, maybe higher. At least once a week, there's somebody posting in there about their car, their truck getting stolen. Some weeks ago, it was a modified van that belonged to a Vietnam vet or a veteran. I'm not sure it was Vietnam, but a veteran who's, if you need a modified van as a veteran, it's pretty considerable modifications. He'd had it 2 days, and somebody stole it out of a parking lot at a restaurant.
Yep.
Now, that one has a happy ending, though. They found it, got it back. But still,
Not
no,
always.
very seldom. From here, they go straight to Mexico. Boom. Right down Laredo, along the border, anywhere along through there. And they're stripped and gone before you even know they've been stolen. This is a major corridor for auto theft and cannibalizing.
From the U.S. to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're talking about,
I love that movie, The Scent of a Woman. That was such a good movie.
I don't think I ever saw it.
It's a hell of a movie. It
Hi,
really is.
Lisa. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you, too.
Happy Mother's Day, Lisa. And all mothers out there that are tuning in, of the 13 or so out there, any mothers, happy Mother's Day.
We've got 14 people watching, but only 8 thumbs up. Please put
Come
your
on,
thumbs
come on,
up.
thumbs
Hi,
up,
Big
folks.
Dreams. Good to see you.
Hello there. And Billy, truth be told,
Yeah.
before most of you came online, we were sitting here talking about the names that we give ourselves online. And everybody's nicknames here, or whatever you want to call them, handles, are relevant to everybody, to each person.
Thank you, Amy.
And just, how we arrive at what we're going to be called out there is a process that I think is probably pretty interesting. Like Billy, truth be told. There's a story behind that, I'll bet, of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing for Big Dreams.
Thanks for the reminder. I forgot to take that. Thank you, Sean.
And now, Sean in Alaska, howdy. That one obviously makes sense to everybody. But some of them don't make sense to anybody except the person,
Joe and Terry both use their names. Amy uses her name. Lisa uses
a lot of
hers.
folks do. I mean, a lot of folks use their name, but those that use handles, I'm sure there's always an interesting story behind that choice. Just like I have been web writer on the internet for over 30 years. I've never had to change my name.
And I've been Kate Dancing all that time.
And I gave her that name.
Yeah, I did. Back
I
in
did, I did.
1996.
I did. So, anyway, it's just kind of, yeah, Sean, yours is pretty obvious, but yeah, and Terry, yeah, I'm like that. I mean, I took on WebWriter just to, as you can imagine, back in 1995 or so, there weren't that many people out on the internet. I mean, When I first went on the internet, there were less than 10,000 websites. That's how far back I go.
Yep, me too.
And truth be told, even before that,
Discord name is different. Uh-huh.
Billy, tell the truth. There you go. See? Perfectly obvious.
Terry, his is RYDR instead of RIDER, just to be a little different. That's like Kate Dancing is DANSYNG instead of DANCING.
And that's how I've hung on to that so long, and her, by changing that I to Y, locks you in every time. So, Amy, wow. You are so intuitive. Yeah. Want to create a handle.
What's in it? Do it.
Be in the moment. Yeah, why not? That's a good one.
And if somebody already has one, make it being in the moment too.
I like that.
I had to put a 2 on my email because my account got hacked, as everybody knows, and rather than change it completely, I just put a 2 after Kate Dancing. Use WV power.
WV poorer.
Poorer. Okay.
Okay.
Profession for a clue to make my name.
Well, maybe if you were working on a business site, but I sure wouldn't do it socially. Can you imagine if you put under, web writer DVM? Would I get veterinary questions? Yeah. Whether I wanted them or not, huh? Now, Big Dreams Homestead, that's one that's fairly obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very descriptive.
In a way, because he may be on a little tiny homestead and dreaming of a big homestead. You never know.
Yeah, homestead is the big dream, but
bartender for 19 years. Poorer.
Or poorer.
Oh,
cool. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, it does.
Be poorer. Yep, that does make
sense. I'm sleepy. Wake me up in a bit.
All right, I'll wake you up when it's over. Night-night, darling. Metal for Breakfast. My name is Wade. My handle is from the metal album from the 80s I always liked.
I figured it was a metal album.
I thought it was because you played an instrument and you played metal. My adopted son way back when played wonderful metal.
I was thinking it was because he liked metal music, heavy metal. Yep. Never could get into that. I'm sorry.
Dreaming big on a tiny homestead.
There you go.
And the reason mine is dancing is because I like to dance and sing. I used to do a lot more of it than I do now.
Well, when I first started out, I took the name Dalton.
Yeah.
But that one didn't. In other places had it.
Take care, Sean. Have a super day.
I couldn't keep the same because somebody else already grabbed it. So I needed something really unique that no matter where I went, I could go by that name or that username for consistency. So shoot, there in the beginning, probably on, now this was mainly chat sites, but probably 5 or 10 different chat sites. I was web writer on all of them. I never lost that name. It never got duplicated.
And the only time I've ever run into Kate Dancing anywhere else was after my account got hacked and I was trying to get back in, and I kept running into myself and being told I couldn't access that. So no one else has used Kate Dancing as far as I know, at least not spelled the way I spell it.
That's still a load of crock of crap from YouTube about all that. And
I don't. What's weird is I can access the things from my phone, but I can't access them from my computer. I don't know why. And I can't upload anything, but I can go in and check my old emails.
So from your phone, no, you can't change the password from your phone?
No. It won't let me do that. I've tried.
Sean, thanks for coming by. If you're heading out, appreciate it.
Yep.
Always enjoyable to have people here. Thank you for coming.
Albany Mountain's here. Happy Mother's Day to you too.
Absolutely. Go wish Mama happy Mother's Day. Yes, ma'am. Albany Mountain Homestead.
Well, I started watching.
Albany, that's up. Are you talking Albany, New York, or around Albany, Georgia? I think there's an Albany, Georgia, in there.
Darling, you're asking me a question on geography? That's not very smart. I don't know anything. I barely know where Texas is, and I've been here all my life. I've been watching some.
I'll tell you what, though, I've enjoyed just several times I've just come in here and sat and looked at this map,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of reminded myself about geography, mainly in the Middle East. I mean, I lived there,
I didn't.
but I've forgotten what countries were close to me when I was in Turkey.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Such an amazing husband driving, so he is typing for me. Aw. You don't let him drive your new car, Amy?
Well, can you say hello to Brett Morse? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brett, for typing for Amy.
You want to hear a funny? I have a brand new truck. The only time I've driven it is around in my driveway when we were letting the salesman get out with the trade-in. That's the only place I've driven it.
I was gonna tell her today, darn, why don't you go take the truck for a spin? She hasn't driven a damn thing yet. There it is, by the way, right there. That's our new truck.
And I will take it because I got to go to Mama's, wish her happy
Okay,
birthday,
good.
and take
All
care
right.
of some stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
Now, back to what I was going to say. I have been watching a lot of videos, and there are a lot of them out there, on things that are really important to have in your prepper storage, long-term storage. And some of them I pretty much knew. Some of them I didn't. Albany is their last name, but her husband's family originally was from the area. He's part of the Mohawk.
Yeah.
Who are iron workers in and around that area
So
of
that
New
was
York.
right. It's Albany, New York. Yeah.
So, anyway, some of the things that can help us survive a food shortage is to have sweeteners. Now, I have honey and cane sugar and one extra bottle of maple sugar. But they said honey and sugar last like forever, and molasses will last at least 10 years if it's unopened.
Yeah. Molasses last a long time.
And the one thing I do stock that most people don't is I have a whole lot of Equal because this man loves his Equal in his coffee. So I store I have 4 boxes of Equal in the pantry. Another thing that's important is seasonings. And seasonings is not just garlic powder and onion powder, but salt, whole peppercorns, not the cracked because they will go bad, soy sauce, canning salt, and pickling salt, whole nutmeg, and cloves. Albany, I don't recall getting one. When did you send it? Another thing that I've heard on a lot of places is store-bought canned goods. They last a lot longer as long as they're not opened or knocked around. They last a long, long time. You bought some August and emergency stuff to supplement your other stuff. Joe, have you tried any of that? I know a lot of people go out and buy the emergency preparedness foods, and they try them and discover that they wouldn't eat them even if they were starving. So, still waiting on your.
Oh, I haven't got it yet, don't you? He's waiting on his gun.
I'm sorry.
He's waiting on his gun. The gun
Oh,
is
okay.
savage.
Okay. Amy may or may not have actually said I was amazing. Well, we know that, Brett. But I happen to have it on very good authority that she does think you're amazing.
Oh, okay.
You're going to try it. That's good. Another thing that surprised me, and I have a
Yeah,
lot
Joe,
of it.
we're talking about emergency supplies, yes.
Right.
Well, you need them all the time, but
I was,
set aside for emergencies.
our pantry is a working pantry. Things go in, things come out. I don't just buy it and store it for the sweet by and by. So,
And most of the stuff, we don't just say, okay, this is emergency supplies and then forget it. You got to turn things over.
right.
You still got, you replace, you rotate, stuff like that.
Okay, I have not looked at my email yet today, Albany. I will look at it in a little bit. The next thing they had on there was popcorn, just the plain, not the kind, not Jiffy Pop or the flavored ones or things like that, but just plain. Yeah, right, Amy. Exactly. Rotate, rotate. So I was surprised that popcorn is in there, but apparently it gives you a lot of good calories. And in that kind of a situation, you want good calories. So another thing that a lot of people don't think to store is real extracts.
vanilla,
or real
almond,
flavorings,
yeah.
I should say. The vanilla
Vanilla,
extract is a
almond.
good one. Almond,
cinnamon.
uh-huh.
What else?
Cloves.
Yeah,
Cloves are a
cloves.
good
Yeah,
one to have.
cloves.
Nutmeg is another good one to have.
If you can get it, lemon flavor. Is there a lemon?
Lemon zest.
Yeah, well, something with a lemon flavor.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know,
lemon
whatever.
zest.
That'll store for a long time. That's a good one to have too.
Right, exactly, Billy. You got to rotate the
Yeah,
crop.
you do.
Now, here's one I like. Not
Hot
that I
sauce, good
use it,
idea,
but
Joe.
that
Yeah,
it's
that's
good to
good.
have.
Yeah, what?
Alcohol.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Joe's got a good one there too. Hot sauce.
Yes. Well, that would occur to most people, not to me.
Billy, you're right. They are kind of quiet. They've been pretty good birds. They've been good birds.
Brett says invitation vanilla comes from a beaver's rear.
Yeah, the brand name is Beaver Butt Vanilla Extract.
Right. I like to store it because
Beaver's Butt, that'd be a pretty good brand name, wouldn't it?
yeah, it would.
Beaver's
It would.
Butt. Probably so.
I like it for making extracts with.
Oh, good, Joe. I'm glad you got babies in your
Glad to tell you you
birdhouses.
have baby bird. Ah, cool.
We should have some here soon, too. The swallows have got their nest going out on our porch.
Mm-hmm.
I named the bird Pecker.
And another thing with your baking supplies,
You know, I think, Joe, you and I, if we were closer, we would be friends. You have a sense of humor a lot like mine.
he says it's not a joke, but that's really where
Okay,
invitation vanilla
I'm
comes from.
not arguing with you.
I will look it up.
I can't imagine. I'll tell you what, if that's the case, don't ever buy invitation vanilla, please.
I make our own. I make our vanilla.
Oh, okay.
That's not a problem. Another thing that's really good to have in storage that lasts a very long time is cornstarch and baking powder and baking soda. Those three, as long as they're kept properly so that they don't get wet and clump and stuff. Celtic Bear is here. Hi, Celtic.
Hey, Celtic, how you doing there, big guy?
But those are things that are really good to keep. They last, like I said, as long as they're stored properly and they don't get wet, they're good to have. And then salt too, that's correct. But we already covered salt, Celtic. Thank you. What are you doing?
I want to say one of these.
Okay, you say the next one.
And number 8 on our list of essential items, instant coffee. Blech.
Now, if I were to make our instant coffee, which means I would brew our coffee and then dehydrate it and store the crystals, it would taste just as good as if I had just made it.
Well, now you didn't say that.
I didn't have to. It's instant coffee. It depends on what you consider instant.
Well, I guess you just vacuum packed what you had, just ground coffee, probably good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And next on our list, ladies and gentlemen, under the V, vinegar. Now, do I hear a bingo?
I do want to know too, Billy. Billy wants to know whose idea it was about the beaver butt thing.
You got to talk to Amy about that one.
No,
that is
Brett.
That's Amy and Brett.
Okay. The next thing is vinegar. You can store vinegar just plain forever. I mean, how is vinegar going to go bad? It's going to turn to vinegar. So vinegar does not go bad. You can store it forever.
Oh, boy.
Tastes good for instant? Well, I guess, Celtic. I don't care for instant coffee, but I'm seriously considering doing a dehydration project, making some coffee and dehydrating it to see if it really does taste that good.
Yeah, let's test that out.
Mm-hmm. As far as back to vinegar, you can make vinegars at home. A lot of different ways to do that. You can store apple cider vinegar. You can store white vinegar. Just about any kind of vinegar that you can get, you can store. So, got to keep it covered, obviously. It's best to keep it in a darkened area. But where did they get these ideas? Who knows? Who knows? It's like
Well,
this.
the one that fascinates me is, who was the first person to eat an oyster?
Really? Really?
Probably some Cajun dude several thousand years ago.
Watch out. Brett's Cajun.
Right?
Of course, everybody.
I had the chance yesterday to have oysters on a half shell, and I passed because it's Texas, and I like my oysters from Louisiana.
Apple
Anyway.
peels in water. That's correct. That's one way to do it, Celtic. I have made mine from orange peels in water
You
and a
know,
little sugar.
I'll tell you a very funny thing.
Okay.
When you read that apple peels in water,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden I smelled apples. Just that next breath, I smelled apples.
Cool.
Now that's suggestibility.
That's interesting.
That's gone. Now I just smell the bird poop. No, not true.
We have a lot of bird poop.
Kate keeps those. Oh, that's another surprise that we haven't mentioned. I don't think we've told anybody. Our grant for our
Yes.
modifications to the house to put in a deck and French doors out the back
So that
Has
we
been
have an
approved.
emergency exit on that side of the house.
has been approved, and the company has been chosen. I'm getting very trepidatious about that, but we have a contractor chosen that is supposed to do the work, and we'll have a set of French doors going out right in the out of the back of the bird room onto a 12 by 14 deck with a ramp that goes down to the yard, and we'll have a 5 by 5 concrete slab at the bottom.
Nobody seafood for real smell that next.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Mountain oysters.
I've had those. I had those even as a kid. Yeah, that doesn't gross me out. I've eaten those.
Good point, Diamond Willow.
Yeah, but let's break it open. Maybe we can eat what's inside. There you go.
Well, you break open oysters, you break their shell open.
That's. I
what's
mean, you know,
inside.
how many things have we figured out? How many people died trying to figure out what was safe to eat?
I want to know who was the first person to eat a tomato and what made him think to eat that.
Last night,
Nature red is danger.
one of the nature shows that I was watching, there's a certain kind of hornbill
Mhm.
that eats the fruit off the so-called arsenic tree.
Mhm.
One of those fruits would be fatal to the person, and these hornbills live on them. So they're able to detoxify something that is incredibly poisonous and lethal to anybody else in the forest, except these hornbills. So that's kind of weird.
How about pandas?
Well, pandas eat none but bamboo.
No,
Pandas eat bamboo. That's it.
no, it's eucalyptus. They eat eucalyptus, not bamboo.
No, there's another one that eats eucalyptus.
Not panda.
I think
You're
it's
right. It's the little one from Australia.
the red panda.
No,
No.
the little bear from Australia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of it either right now. Koalas. Thank you.
There you go.
Koalas.
Somebody was tracking with us.
Yep. So anyway, eucalyptus is poisonous to people.
Yeah.
Don't yet pandas eat them constant. I mean, koalas
See,
eat them
everybody
constantly.
knew koala. We just, it was a
Oh,
brain.
look, Brett's on the
It was a
opposite
brain- it
thing
was a
now.
brain
He's
fart.
got his own. They must be home.
Must have got home.
Are y'all eating? Did you pick up good food? I haven't done that yet today, and I'm hungry.
Yeah, crawfish, same way. You know, there's so many things out there that if you go back and say how, I mean, we know they're safe now, but
Brett
How
said
did
the
we
first
find
time
that
he drank
out?
milk was probably a little wacky.
pretty good.
Crawfish. I don't eat crawfish. Not because I'm afraid of the crawfish, but because I've never seen them made where they didn't have pepper.
Well, I'll tell you the one that got me for a long time was snails.
Ooh, I love them.
Now, the first time I had snails was over in Spain, in Seville, and I got deathly sick. It was only 2 times in Spain I got sick off food. One was snails, and that was a restaurant. The other time was clams, and that was down by a beach by Rota, Spain. And it was with the Spanish family that had kind of adopted us, and we went down to the beach with them. They had what they call these little casetas on the beach that they'd rent. And we went out and gathered up a bunch of clams, and they cooked them up, and I ate a bunch of them and got sicker than shit. I had to drive all the way around the peninsula to go over to the Rota Naval Air Station
Puking
Hospital.
the whole way.
Sicker than a dog. And to go back over there and,
I agree, Celtic.
all they said was, well, you've probably thrown it all up now. Here's some,
Stuff to settle
something
your
for your
stomach.
stomach, and sent me on my way. I thought I was dying. I really did. I thought I was going to die.
I have wondered that, Brett, because I knew that at one time they were considered very poisonous. And they're not.
But yeah, that was 2 times I really got food poisoning was actually over in Spain.
What I think is interesting is tomatoes are the number 1 home garden vegetable grown worldwide. And yet they used to be considered poisonous.
Well, Allie, you can have all the escargot you want. I'll just sit there and watch you eat them, and I'll eat my
I'll
oysters.
take them. I love them. But then I like oysters raw too. So what can I say?
Yeah, the thing with oysters, though, is I've got to have the right cocktail sauce to put them in. Got to have a good bit of horseradish.
Time I got food poisoning was from sushi. Oh, that's
well,
too bad. That's another thing.
That
I
doesn't
like.
surprise me. Yeah, I got salmonella one time from some eggs that I got in a restaurant with actually it was when I was when I'd gone home to Arizona to visit my mother. The last morning I was there before I went up to catch the plane. I went out and had breakfast with my brothers-in-law and had a huevos rancheros for breakfast. Went up, got on the plane, flew home. About 2 hours after I got home, started feeling real bad. For about the next 3 days, I was about that close to dead. That's salmonella. That's a bad one. That's a rough one.
I have a question for you, Big Dreams and Celtic. Talking about sushi, are you talking about Japanese sushi or Korean sushi? Because they are 2 very different things.
Or maybe Argentinian.
I don't know about Argentinian, but I know about Japanese and Korean because I've had both. And they're both delicious, but they're very, very different. Co-workers made fun of me because I'll go out behind the firehouse and pick weeds and eat them. Yeah, I understand that too. Speaking of that, I discovered the other day that we have a whole bunch of wild lettuce growing all over our yard. Japanese sushi. I like Japanese sushi, but I have to be very careful because sometimes they put that hot green, I'm not sure what it is on it, but it makes me quite sick. I'm apparently allergic to it, whatever it is. And
Edamame or wasabi.
Wasabi. And Korean sushi is cooked. It is not a raw
I might like
fish.
that. I've never eaten sushi. I've never eaten sushi. Never.
Well, I have eaten both Japanese and Korean, and depending on the kind of Japanese, I like it a lot, but not all Japanese sushi. That's why wasabi's a pepper. Well, I didn't know when I had my first Japanese, and it made me really sick.
Don't think
Victims
I
likes
don't know.
wasabi.
Don't know that I've ever had it. Because I don't eat. Well,
I like horseradish, and I can eat horseradish.
horseradish.
Matter of fact, I've been thinking about growing some horseradish without the raw fish. I do too, Ruster.
Here's another one that makes me wonder who tried it first. Octopus and squid.
Yeah, really. Well, I don't know. I kind of like squid. I've never had octopus, but I do like squid.
And who decided how to make calamaris?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's cut them little legs off. Bread them up, fry them. Let's see. Ooh, that's good.
Stick it over your tongue.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I like it too.
I don't like octopus either. It just, but
I've never had it.
I will eat
Well,
calamaris. I love calamaris.
If
I
it's
get
cooked right.
If it's right. If it's bad, it's like eating a rubber band.
if it's cooked in oil that is too cold, or if it's allowed to sit and get mushy in the
Yeah.
oil, then it's nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't ever buy it in the store, and there's only been a few restaurants that I've been to that really made it right. But anyway,
We had a
hey, yeah, the
restaurant
more
in
you chew
San
it, the bigger
Antonio
it
for a
gets. They're
while.
right,
It was
Big Dreams.
wonderful.
What?
Do what?
Big Dreams said squid. The more you chew it, the bigger it gets.
Right.
Yeah.
Imitation wasabi is horseradish. Making real wasabi is a laborious process. I would believe that. Squidward? I have no idea what that is.
That was a new one on me. Yeah, I don't make calamari at home. Probably be better here, but
We used to have a restaurant in San Antonio that had wonderful calamari.
how's your dad doing, Joe? About the same. And welcome back, by the way.
SpongeBob. And the side
Ants and
dishes, ants,
grasshoppers.
grasshoppers, etc. Actually, I have eaten chocolate-covered ants when I was a kid. And I don't remember, all you could taste was the chocolate. You couldn't taste the ants. They were a little crunchy, but I ate them on a dare and it wasn't all that bad. I don't think I'd want to make a regular habit of it. Joe says his dad is well.
Good, good.
Don't forget the crickets. Not eating those yet. Gonna take them shooting this new
I
Ruger.
still haven't taken mine to gun shop. I need to do that.
Amy says she's not eating bugs.
Not on
Susanna,
purpose, maybe, but you eat them accidentally all the time. You just don't know it.
we were talking earlier in the show about the fact that Mom is almost back to normal. She is almost back to functioning the way she was before she got sick. So we are praising God daily for that. It's so wonderful. Matter of fact, I'm going to go see her in a little
We've
while.
been very blessed. It was looking really bad there for a while, folks. I mean, it was looking bad.
Yeah, it was.
And once they got her back on the right medications,
And off the one that was making her
and
so
off the
sick.
one that was hurt.
Email me what's broke on it and teach you how to fix. Oh, okay. You're not either going to eat bugs, Lisa? Will you eat snails?
Joe, it won't come apart. A friend of mine that I lent it to
Thank you, Joe.
put over 500 rounds through it without even running anything down the barrel. Broke my high capacity clip, brought it back to me and said, it won't work no more. Last time I lent a pistol to anybody.
Celtic, it was an antibiotic that they sent her. She had a really bad UTI. They sent her a very, very strong, broad spectrum antibiotic because she had had it from December through the end of March. And the antibiotic just, apparently, really strong antibiotics are very bad for elderly. And it was very, very bad for her. So she got away from that. I got some. The other problem she has is her primary care physician does not coordinate with her other doctors. And I don't know why, but he doesn't. So I had to sit down with each of her doctors and get the lists of the medications that she was on from them, who had prescribed what, et cetera, et cetera. And then I sat down and said, yes, Cipro is bad. She's allergic to Cipro. But I sat down with the PAs for each of the doctors that she was going to, and we got the medication straightened out. In some cases, she was taking the same medication 3 times a day that you shouldn't only take but 1 time a day. So, and we got her off of the diabetic medication. Her blood sugars have been lower than normal for quite some time. And one of her doctors was insisting that she stay on it. And I had taken her off of it a long time ago. And she's doing fine. So all of her meds are straight now, and she really is doing much better. Red food dye is made from a bug. What bug, Brett?
Joe, I know it needs oil, but everything's jammed up. I can't even if I try. I've tried to oil it. It's going to take a pro to get it broke down. It's been froze up for several years now.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that I am able to organize and coordinate that stuff. I couldn't do it without my sister Carol, who came up from Corpus while Mom was sick and spent most of those 3 weeks here with us. And she has a lot of years of experience caring for the elderly.
Joe, yeah, it is a Mark II.
And it really made a difference. It really made a difference.
Nice little target pistol.
You what?
My Ruger, my
Oh.
little target pistol.
Oh, okay. Hello, Lori. Happy Mother's Day to you, too.
So food coloring number 44 was bugs, huh? Well, that's good to know. Thank you for that information. Food coloring. Now, see, that's, oh, yeah, right there. Mm. I made my wife laugh today. My job is done.
Right.
I'm done here.
Oh, comes home from college on Saturday. How
Oh, wow,
exciting. Has he graduated or is he just coming for a visit? That is exciting, though, Lori. Are you running out?
Yeah.
Do I need a refill?
You got some in there to just pop in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take some more.
Okay. Pardon me, guys. I got to refresh the coffee.
But I'm not spoiled. Don't get. She doesn't spoil me. I'm about the most spoiled guy in the world, and that's why every now and then I do things like this. Because this is for Kate. It really is. I say a lot of it's for me, but bottom line, it's for Kate. It's for Kate. Oh. Oh no, Amy. I'll never drink that water again. For those of you that don't know, Kate had some water, that flavored water. I said, hey, let me try that. Ugh, it was natty. Natty. I'm pretty lucky. All my lab values are good. For all my ills, I'm a pretty healthy guy. Weirdly enough. No, I don't know what it, oh, it was grape. It was grape flavored. I thought, hey, that can't be too bad. God, it was terrible. It was terrible. Well, Firefly, what do you do to work on your blood sugar, if I may ask? Because yeah, that's a fairly serious one. Blood sugar is pretty important. I know Kate's got the last week's prayer list over here too. She wanted to check with everybody and see what kind of progress.
I'm not sure if it's warm enough, but
it'll
I
be
tried.
fine. It'll be. Thank you very much. It'll be fine. I don't know if everybody's here, but weren't you going to go over the prayer list? And
I have
see?
started to, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Good. Somebody was saying they were.
Special water.
Yeah.
I have a new flavor now. It's red grape instead of white grape.
Don't get that too close to me.
It actually tastes a little better
You're kidding. A little better than what?
than the other one. Celtic, I tried kombucha and I just don't like it. But the reason I don't like it is because my tummy doesn't allow air up. The flap in your throat that allows belches to come up doesn't work right in mine. And so I get terrible problems. Okay, Lori.
Yo, no, it won't.
Hmm?
I was telling Joey, was asking if the bolt would open on my pistol. And no,
okay.
it won't.
Let's see.
Kool-Aid? Oh, yeah, okay. Kool-Aid.
Okay, Amy. Blood sugar. No, I don't drink Kool-Aid either. Okay. Joe, do you want us to keep you and your parents on the prayer list?
I would think so, yeah.
And Brett, how about the Sea Corps crew? Are they still missing? Have we had any word on that?
Okay, Joe. please feel free. I'm willing to take a look at it. Like I said, it's a nice little pistol. I just need to take it to a gunsmith and get it fixed.
And Lori, do you want me to go put you back on the list too for your health? Well, we're not asking you to pray, Joe. We're praying for you.
Yeah, I've had periods in my life when I felt the same way, Joe. But it's been demonstrated to me on more than one occasion that prayer works. It really does.
Keep C-Corp crew on.
It does. I haven't gotten any COVID shots yet.
Me either.
C-Corp crew is still missing. Wow.
That is so sad.
Well, those 25 days, 7 men are missing. There's no hope for those guys. Joe, it's
Celtic, you want
not
to go on this
everybody.
too?
One of the great things about religious freedom is you're free to have it or you're free to not have it.
Celtic, how is Joe? Joseph. Does it go by Joe or Joseph? I never can remember. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Now, has anyone heard from Christy Bettis lately? Or Betts? Her sister, Cindy, was having some problems, and I haven't heard how she's doing. After 25 days,
You're right,
at least.
Brett. That
Yes.
would be good.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm glad to know. I'm his nickname may be Boo Boo, but he may not want me to call him Boo Boo
Go right in.
since I've never met him. Okay. Okay. Is anyone here? Yes, I've got you on there already. Okay.
Well, good for you, Celtic. 9 years. That's cool. That's good.
David and I just passed our 10th year.
Amy Broussard on the 28th.
Mm-hmm. June 28th.
Well, I'll be thinking about you on that one. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you caring about my gun. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And I may dig it out and see if I can get it open today, just for grins. So I really kind of miss it. It's a nice pistol. Go ahead.
I saw a video from Heather of Needy Homestead. For those of you who don't know, she and her family were in a very, very, very bad car accident about 8 weeks ago. Her husband lost his life. She was very badly injured, had both arms and both legs broken. Both of her children were in the accident, but fortunately they only were banged up a little bit. And she is now home, and people have really been reaching out to her and trying to help. Several of her friends are doing videos for her to release on her channel so she can keep the monetization going. And she came on for a while and did an actual video that talked about how thankful she is, how people have reached out, cards, letters, prayers, etc. So
Who's this?
her name is Heather, and her channel is called The Needy Homestead, Kneady. She's a baker. So if y'all are keeping lists, please remember Heather from Needy Homestead.
Oh, my. 8 weeks of recovery after the surgery, Amy. That is
Oh,
okay.
8 weeks is pretty short, actually.
I don't know. Well, when I recovered from my hip surgery in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, but when I had my hysterectomy, it took me almost a year to recover.
All right. I didn't know what surgery was.
Yeah, it took me almost a year to recover when I had my hysterectomy. So,
Lisa said she's been keeping up with her.
oh, good. Apparently, Mandy went and spent several months with her. Mandy is one of her YouTube friends that they used to do a lot of cooperative videos together.
When was this accident?
About, I don't know.
Some time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, she is in a tough spot, Metal. Oh, you're lucky, Amy. Mine was the other kind.
Well, Amy, I'm.
Hello, Hyacinth. Welcome.
I'll be thinking about you, Amy. And I'm praying for you, obviously. Hello, Hyacinth. Okay, so what time is it? Oh my gosh.
We've been on an hour and 5 minutes. You're missing golf.
I've got golf backed up enough to watch for days.
Oh, yes. Freedom Homestead. Thank you. Wasn't that the one where their house fell in?
Bad accident
on
in my
around
house
Valentine's
basement.
Day.
Wow.
Me too, Big Dreams. Like I told her, when I had mine, I never looked back. Oh, baby birds, I can finally see they're cute. Aw. Oh, by the way, last week when we came on, I was doing some crochet. And just to bore you all completely, I wanted to show you how far this has gotten. This is a strip. I'm going to have a total of 15 strips when I put it all together.
15?
15. This is only 4.
It's going to be huge.
A total of 15. Well, it's supposed to fit a queen size bed. So.
Wow.
I just wanted everybody to see it is going along slowly, but it is going.
She's been very frustrated with this.
Thank you, Kelly.
The strips keep coming out different lengths.
Well, yeah, I am having trouble maintaining the proper tension so they don't grow or shrink. So, but I'm discovering how to take care of that. So it just has taken a while. This is a brand new pattern I've never done before. Yeah. It has been.
I hear you, Kareem. Peekaboo.
Peekaboo, Kareem.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo, big boy. I see you. Peekaboo.
And I see you over there,
Thank you,
Bravo.
Lisa.
Hello, Bravo.
Just got another comforter thing for their bed. Your sister.
Bravo. Hello over there,
Oh,
big boy.
how cool.
Peekaboo. I see you, Bravo.
Thank you, Amy.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Thank you, Big Dreams. I'm very excited about this. It's called a mile a minute because it truly does go quickly on making the strips. If you've got the tension right, so you don't have to keep taking them out and redoing them. The first 6 strips I made, and 3 were short, and then 1 was this long, and then another was this. I mean, it was huge. So I had to take it all apart and start over.
She was pretty frustrated there for a while. I think she got it figured out.
And the frustrating part of it was they all had exactly the same number of stitches. It's just I hadn't held the yarn with the right amount of tension. So some of it was loose and they were very long, and some of it was tight and they were very short.
It's all in how you hold your mouth, darling.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in how you hold your mouth.
Mm-hmm. And I've learned it works best if I go. Amy, it's something that I have done. Crochet is something that I have done since I was 5 years old. And it's therapy for me. And Joe, my mom does quilting. I don't do quilting yet, but I've been looking into it. It looks very interesting.
Pretty expensive to get into. I mean, if you want to make it, well, I guess depending on how you do it, but the gear to put a quilt together is pretty expensive. There's, well, one of the women that I follow on our local Facebook group, she's really an expert quilter. She's got thousands of dollars worth of equipment set up to do it.
Well, like anything, you can do it on the cheap,
You can
or
do it
you
on
can
cheap,
spend
yeah.
a lot of money with it.
Yeah.
The only thing Mama has is a sewing machine, and she does all the quilting all the time. You've seen a lot of the quilts.
Yeah.
We have several of her quilts. So.
And we'll hang on to them.
And Joe,
hopefully.
my grandmother is the one that taught me to crochet at 5.
Lisa, one thing I can tell you, for some people with joint problems, and I've got some, I mean, this finger right here is giving me trouble over the last few weeks, but sometimes those kinds of actions make it better. They make it better.
But they do have a new kind of crochet hook out that I'd never had before, and I really love it. And it's the end that you use on the yarn is metal, but the other end is rather large. It's bigger than a pencil. It's probably, some of them are probably closer to this, which is an M&M's
Wow.
bottle. And you hold on to it differently when you're crocheting, and you use different muscles, and it doesn't hurt your hands as much. I have 3 of those, and I really like them.
So what would you call those, orthopedic?
Yeah, I guess. I just call them big. Hyacinth, I love it too. By the way, Hyacinth, you see these pins on the map behind us? Those represent people who have come to our live stream. And if you want to tell us where you are from, at least the biggest city around you, we will try and find you on the map and put a pin in there to represent you since you've come. And for anyone else who comes that's not got a pin on there, we'll add you there too. You know, I have taught both right-handed and left-handed people, and because I am ambidextrous, I can crochet either way. But I can't knit either way. I can only knit right-handed.
Do we have Joe Morgan's email address?
I don't think so.
Joe, would you
I'll give him ours.
would you be willing to give us your email? I'd like to reach out and talk to you, sort of, maybe kind of.
Oops, let's try that again. Do we, Joe?
Go. Check your email. Check your inbox. Let's see.
Oh, there you are.
Joe, okay, I am. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right,
go find out where we get back to.
Yeah, where
There we are. There's the
live
live stream. I've got 10 or 12
She's got so many
open
windows
here,
open.
so I had to look you up again.
Way too many tabs, but that's
You learned to crochet at 10 years old. You used to make belts, purses, and hats. I have done all of those as well. Big Dreams, I can't knit at all. It's too hard to hold 2 needles. Do you know, Big Dreams, I started doing the knitting because my right hand, which is what I used most of the time, would get tired. So now I go two-handed with knitting. But the only thing I can do is like the crochet. I can only make flat pieces. I can't make things, knitting things in shapes. I just make flat pieces and then find ways to sew them together.
well, Joe. Thanks for sending that through. I'll take a look at it over on my machine after I get off here.
My mail sent.
Well,
Joe's
actually, I'm
email
going
to the
to
junk folder.
I'm going to ask Kate to forward it to me so I can look at it too, and then I'll have your email address. But just thought it might be nice to reach out.
Metal's inbox did not like being invaded by you, huh? That's funny. Well, you mean you might actually get your pistol fixed if you and Joe get together on it?
I'd like to. Yeah, I would
That
like to
would
get
be
it fixed.
wonderful.
And I've got my 38, so I mean, I've got what you could call a certain degree of home defense. I've got a 22 rifle that'll probably work. But I'd really like to have my little 22 back.
It does take holding on to the needle, Big Dreams. You have to keep them in your hands in order to knit.
I will, Joe. I'll reach out. I just kind of think we got a lot in common for some reason. I don't know why, maybe not, but I think we do.
I'm supposed to inherit my mother's serger when she's decided she can't sew anymore. And
Serger, that's
I'm
a
looking
sewing
forward to
machine,
that.
right?
Pardon?
Serger, isn't that a sewing machine?
It is.
Kind of.
It is kind of a sewing machine. It's a little different. Looks like we're getting more storms tonight. Prayers for all in the past. Oh dear, yeah. It's been overcast here today, but not bad.
One of the coolest things that she used to do was she made caps for preemies.
Mm-hmm.
They're tiny. I mean, it looked like you could, and the way that you worked out as to whether or not it was the right size, you put it on an egg.
A hen's egg.
And if it fit on an egg, it was the right size. And that's great. I love that.
I made quite a few for the hospital. My daughter was the head of March for Dimes here in our area for many years.
Yeah, several years.
And that's how I learned that there was a need, and it was so easy to do. I would just sit and watch TV, and it would take half an hour or
She could
so to
knock
turn
out
out one.
3 or 4 of them in a night, easy.
Yeah, it was not hard at all. It's windy. It's overcast here,
Thank you,
but
right,
there's
Joe.
no wind at all.
What?
Amy was saying it's overcast and windy there. It's no wind here at
It
all.
is calm, isn't it? Wow.
There's a little
Last
breeze.
night it was really windy. Last night it was quite windy.
Oh.
But yeah, you're right. Right now it's pretty calm. I don't know what the temperature is, so
Last time I looked, it was going up in the 80s.
that sounds about right. But it's kind of hazy, cloudy right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
The middle says it's raining and 43 degrees. Brr.
No thanks.
Lisa, I used to have my grandmother's sewing machine. It was the first electric Singer ever made. And it was stolen when my house was broken into about 15 years ago. So I don't have that anymore. Keltis got 81 there. Joe says it's beautiful in his area today.
Yeah, we all have weather, don't we?
Whether we want it or not.
Ooh. I see what you did there. That play on
Uh-huh.
that was pretty cool, yeah.
82 and sunny in El Paso. It was up to 90, a little over 90 yesterday here.
What were you asking where they were and if we had a pin on them? Did we have one?
I didn't ever see an answer, and it was hyacinth.
Ah,
Big Dream just praying for no rain this week so they can deliver your house. Yeah. Hand crank sewing machine, not the pedal kind.
hard to find that.
Yeah, I use both my hands when I'm sewing. I would have to use the pedal kind with my feet.
I got a foot pedal, but I'd like to see the ones, where you like this on the foot pedal.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a pretty cool machine.
They make them now still.
Really?
Yes, you can buy a treadle machine
Throwbacks,
nowadays,
yeah?
a brand new one.
Huh.
There's a
Well,
lady.
yeah, if you don't want to hook it up to electricity,
Right.
if you want a sewing machine off grid, you
Yep.
better get a treadle.
Well, Heidi from Rain Country has one, and she shows how to do it all the time. Excuse me just a moment, folks.
Raleigh, North Carolina. We'll have to check that. Thank you, Amy. You got to love a good admin and paying attention to everything. Thank you. So, Raleigh, North Carolina. I'll have to see that. Joe, yeah. I read this morning it fell into, what was it, somewhere Caspian Sea, I think it was, something like that.
Sorry, folks. I've been expecting a call from my sister. She's on her way to Mom's. So I have some things I need to take over there to her and see Mom. So she's on her way. She was just letting me know. Okay.
Yeah, I was debating with myself yesterday where that rocket would fall.
Whether what?
The Russians shot a rocket up and the 12-ton booster was falling back to Earth today or this weekend. And it finally did, and it fell into the ocean, or an ocean. But we're
Raleigh, North Carolina.
one of the groups that I kind of follow on Facebook. We're talking about better places for this chunk of metal to land
Mm-hmm.
to where it would have the most beneficial impact for society. There were some interesting suggestions as to where it should hit.
Oh, What was the suggestion?
Oh, somewhere down southern Florida was a big choice. Down to Mar-a-Lago area.
Okay,
That
North
was
Carolina.
that was suggested by a lot of
There's
folks.
Charlotte.
Raleigh is
Right there.
Oh, cool. Good deal.
If I can get the pin pushed in without falling over.
Okay, we got a new pin on the board.
Yay. Celtic says China.
Yeah, China. Yeah, China was the one that shot it off, but I think they just don't care enough about space etiquette to worry about bringing their rocket back. They just let
Really?
it fall where it may. They don't care.
Billy, I would love to have a 1910 treadle. I would love to have a treadle machine.
Why?
Why?
You don't sew.
I do. I just don't sew very often, but I would still like to have
When have you sewn in the last 2-3 years?
my skirt that I made when we bought my new sewing machine when Mama bought it. And I
That was like 4 years ago.
no, it wasn't.
Okay.
You're welcome,
Yeah, it
House.
was. Huh? What?
I'm gonna get you a calendar.
I'll take your word for it, sweetheart.
Let's see. Doing a 1947 electric, right?
Well, Joe,
Oh,
it's
cool.
it's the news people's job to make everything so frickin' significant. But yeah, if you got 4 billion people, you don't care about where that rocket's going to drop, and the value of human life to the Chinese is zip. Yeah, she could smack me. Do I look henpecked?
I don't want to smack him. He'll hit me back.
Don't hurt me. Or actually, it's hurt me, beat me, make me write bad checks. Yeah, I don't bother much with the news anymore, Joe. I don't watch it. I read selected stories, but for the most part,
Duck and cover.
yeah. Sew my mouth shut. Yeah. Good luck with that. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, I can't do that. He's lost too much weight in the last few months. I want to fatten him back up. But if I did, then he'd know I'd sewn.
True.
Buttons count. Thank you, Celtic.
Well, Joe, I'm glad you find your distractions where you can. I know you've got a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, so it's good for you to have a place to come and unload. I'm glad we're part of that. I really am. Yep.
Actually, I have more fun post in 2020 than I did for a long time.
Not sure why, but okay.
Well, folks,
I almost lost that.
are you all right?
Celtic, don't do that shit no more. Sticks and stones break my bones. Whips and chains excite me. I almost lost my coffee partner. It went up my nose.
Poor baby, your napkins right there. Kleenexes. That sounds like Celtic.
Don't do that, man.
Gotcha.
I got enough respiration problems. Don't
Happy
give me
Mother's
more.
Day to you too, Hyacinth. And thank you for joining us.
I was funny. It's an old joke, but it was funny.
Amy says coffee is not supposed to go in your nose.
I don't know. It clears out your sinuses, I'll tell you that.
Joseph is the second part for that one. I'm afraid to hear it.
Come on, throw it out. Come on, let's see it.
Be sure there are no children. It might not be child safe.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed having you too, Hyacinth, and please feel free to join in. We say every week that this time on Sundays, with all of you guys. It's like having you in our homes. You're our friends and loved ones, and we really, really feel that way. And we like having you come and visit.
Yeah, we do.
Don't
Throw me
forget
down,
dreams.
tie me up, and show me that you like me. Okay. Throw me down, tie me
Big
up.
dreams. You have a wonderful Mother's Day too. Be careful, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, it was. That was funny.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't snorted coffee in a long time.
As I was going to say before this one started snorting this coffee, it's time for me to head out too.
Me too. She needs to go see her mama.
I need to go check on Mom, and my sister's going to be there, and I got things to take to her. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. And
Yes.
thank you again for joining us. We really love this time with you guys. It's a lot of fun, and coffee flavored burgers.
Thank you, Amy. I'll have trouble getting that out of my mind. Yeah.
Have a blessed day, guys.
We
Take
love you
care.
guys. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.